Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back to the Graft Kings podcast. We are back. Yeah, rewind. We're back here in Maidstone's hottest nightclub, Moo Moo's, and we are here to talk about why do men cheat? What
a touchy subject this one.
It's going to be a very touchy subject. Before we start, we just want to address a few of our comments because I think it's good to engage with the audience. One of the guys said that we swear a lot, and we've taken that on board, and we recognise that we do swear a lot, and we apologise. It's just our potty mouths, and we're so comfortable around each other now, like we would be in our front room, that we just let it roll off the tongue a bit. But we're going to make a conscious effort not to swear too much because it does come across a little bit unprofessional and a bit
bit yobbish like that.
A bit yobbish, a bit unprofessional, just like that. And also, just another thing while we're here, another guy said he wants us to stop drinking out of plastic bottles. We're going to try and make a conscious effort to do this. That noise you just heard would have been Ozzy with his aluminum bottle.
Save the environment.
Save the environment.
100% recycled.
Yeah, so we're in the works of that. Obviously, that comment just got recently made, and obviously you're on a 4-week delay. So we're going to work towards getting maybe some Graft King bottles made up. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but for the moment it's plastic, but we will make the change, I promise you. But without further ado, why do men cheat? Very touchy subject, we know. We're not condoning cheating. We're not saying we agree with cheating. We don't say any sex should cheat, male or female. But I think it should be addressed why it happens so often in the Western world, I do believe. What are you thinking, guys?
I don't think it's just the West, though, is it? If you look at, like, certain cultures...
You're allowed to have more than one wife, though, so...
So is it cheating?
It's not really cheating, no.
Not to them, it won't be.
Well, it's not. It's cool.
In that sense, no, it's not. But I think if you do look at history, I think what am I trying to say? If you look at history, men have practically had a license to cheat.
Yes.
They've technically had a license to cheat. And
until
I think
recent times.
We basically have said that we're not monogamous. I think that's probably why it's widely accepted to engage in like infidelity, and it's without any repercussions, where if women engage in non-monogamous sexual activities, it's deemed obviously it's deemed, what is it deemed? It's deemed
promiscuous.
Yeah, like it's just not... what am I trying to say? I don't know what the end of that was. Yeah, whatever it is, like it's just not accepted by society. So,
but why is that? Why do you think it's
because women are precious, really.
Yes.
Women are the prize.
Women are the prize.
That is true. Women are the prize. And I don't think they realise that, though.
We look at women as purity.
Yeah, I don't think women realise that. Like, people go... When women say, oh... It's right for you guys to do this and do that. And you can be like this. Go, yeah, but we're men. We're horrible. Do you know what I mean? Like women, the reason why we don't want women to be like that and do that is because we look at you as precious. Do you know what I mean? Like women are on a pedestal. Like I say, they are the prize. When you have a good woman on your arm, that's like you're proud of that. Do you know what I mean? So we can be horrible and then turn good eventually.
Yeah. So are you justifying cheating? Is that what you're saying?
No, I definitely won't justify cheating.
Okay, cool.
Male or women?
I agree. No. Do you think there's more incentive for a man to cheat than there is a woman? This is an open discussion, by the way. We haven't prepped this at all. We just thought... We actually got... I'm not going to say who asked us to do this, but someone's been keep asking us to do this, and we thought it would be a very good subject to cover. So we haven't pre-planned anything. We're literally... This is rolling off the tongue. So, yeah, what do you think?
Ask me the question again.
Said... I don't know what
I think you said you're basically saying, is it worse for women to cheat than men?
I personally, I will answer that myself. I personally think not justifying it at all on both parties, but I think it's worse when a woman cheats than it is when a man cheats.
I believe for a woman to cheat, she has to be some form of emotionally investment into it. Not all the time, obviously, but for majority of the time, I think a woman would have to be quite emotionally invested into someone for them to cheat on their boyfriend, husband, fiance. Whereas a man, women don't understand a man could go. Do you know what I mean? It's just doesn't like.
I'm gonna have to bleep that out, man. I can't be talking about animals. Why a goat?
Sorry, all right. A guy could
shag goats, everyone. I'm gonna get that made up on a t-shirt.
Fuck, so
goats. A guy can shag anyone, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not feel any form of emotional attachment.
Yeah, I agree.
I used to believe that as well. However, I think nowadays women are just like men. Like, they just want to have fun as well. I think society's changed so much that it's almost okay for women to act like men as well. And again, I'm not condoning it, but the point I'm trying to make is, before, I think, yes, women used to want to sleep for one reason only, and that's because they have an emotional connection or attachment to you. But nowadays, I think it's just a bit of fun for them as well. So I think times have changed a little bit.
I agree.
You are right. I think in most cases, maybe women need a little bit more from you other than just sex for them to be able to sleep with you, where for men it is just maybe thinking with one part of yourself, not with your head. I didn't want to swear.
No, well done. I'm proud of you.
Sidestep.
I read a very interesting article why men cheat. Like, one of the many reasons why men cheat or feel like it's okay to cheat is because they said your relationship will go as far as your sex life. So what that basically meant was there's not enough communication between partners when they're in a relationship. And a man sometimes wants a woman that he can degrade in the bedroom, and he doesn't feel comfortable enough to do that with his partner because he sees his partner as a pure, precious person in his life. But then he wants that degrading, horrible sex that sometimes men crave and women crave. And he didn't feel comfortable with his partner. So the quote was, your relationship will go as far as your sex life. And I can understand that point. Not saying that you can condone cheating, but
and you understand the message behind it.
Yeah. So basically, it was saying like, So
I'll give you an example of it.
Yeah, go on.
So when like you're with someone in a relationship having sex, it's normally all right, quite good. Have you ever broken up with that person and then like 2-3 weeks later you've had sex with them again? And the sex has been completely different.
It just feels weird, doesn't it?
Do you know that's when it felt like degrading to me. That's when I was just like, I'll do anything because I don't give a fuck anymore.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
There's different kinds of sex.
Is it almost as if, like, again, and I don't want to swear, but you make love to the person you're with, but then you go through or fuck the person that is the one night stand?
But again, I think it comes down to managing expectations. So like, if you've never had the conversation with your woman that your sexual fantasies or your what kind of sex life you want, and you go into the relationship with that kind of just vanilla kind of sex. There's a bit of kinkiness in the bedroom, but there's not really you haven't really showed her your actual side that you would show probably a Saturday night thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I treat him a bit more respectfully.
Yeah, you treat him a bit more respectfully. But I reckon if there was communication with your partner or your spouse. Sorry, we're going to tell you two off.
No, I've not said anything. I'm actually thinking about what you're saying. I've only ever been in.
Okay. This guy, I need to keep calling you names. I can't swear.
I thought it's because I made a face. But
No. So yeah, I feel like if there's communication, we're not justifying cheating, but I'm saying the reasons why some men cheat is because they feel like they can't get that sexual urge out of them with their partner, so they feel like they have to go elsewhere for that thing. And like Mason said, Mason made a very good point, and I will agree with this as well. A man can have sex with loads of women and not even think about it after. And then, it sounds so very horrible to say it, and go back to his... Bear in mind, I'm single and I have been for 4 years, but you can go back to your partner and not even think anything of it. Obviously, you're disrespecting your partner in the process.
The thing you wouldn't feel it. The only thing you'd feel is the guilt.
Yeah, the guilt, that's it.
You've got no emotional attachment.
And the only reason you feel the guilt is because...
You love her.
And you know that she'll be disrespected and hurt by your actions. But say your bird wasn't disrespected or hurt by your actions, and you didn't have the guilt, you wouldn't think twice about any of these girls that you've interacted with, and you'd go home to your woman. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like, and again, I don't believe. It's not even. I don't believe. There's scientific studies to prove this and back this up, and there's various creatures on Earth that are similar to us. I don't believe personally that humans are monogamous animals, and for those watching, monogamy means staying with one partner for the rest of their life. Now, there's species on Earth like birds. Most birds on Earth are monogamous, like swans, penguins, magpies. They are monogamous creatures. They stay with that one partner. They mate with that one partner for the rest of their days. When the other bird dies, they never go with another bird for the rest of their days until they die. That is a monogamous creature. It's bred into their DNA. No one's taught them how to do that. That's in their DNA. However, I don't believe humans are monogamous, but I do believe we're intelligent animals. So when I say that, I believe monogamy and love are two things. Now, if you love your partner and your partner is saying to you, like, if you went with another woman, that's disrespecting me and that would hurt me. We're intelligent beings. We can understand human emotion. We understand, look, that's going to hurt that person, but I love dearly if I go and sleep with another woman. So I shouldn't do that. So therefore, you have choice. But I still don't believe humans are monogamous animals. So therefore, I think there's more urge, especially high-test males in high-test environments where, bearing in mind, not a lot of men get a lot of women. So when they get attention from another woman whilst they're in a relationship, they're like, this opportunity doesn't come along too often. As for a woman, they go into a nightclub, they go anywhere. They got attention like that all day long.
Yeah.
Like, Brit said it well. Like, for the way men and women pull, a woman's just got to be there.
Yeah, we did ask that question.
Do you know what I mean, a woman, and like dating websites, for example, I see a crazy statistic the other day on dating apps and things like that. It's 75% male.
Mad.
75%. So 3 guys to every 7 women. How mad is that?
I don't think women
Wait, you've done the
understand
statistic wrong.
how difficult it
That's
actually
right.
is.
3 guys to every 7
Pretty much
women.
2.5 women. And
I don't think women understand the game that goes into actually trying to be able to find someone that is going to find, like, as from a man's perspective, to find you interesting enough, funny enough, good looking enough to actually want to sleep with you as well. Because I think obviously again for women they don't really have to do much, so they almost think, well, why? Like for example, if they're out, why wouldn't that guy come and speak to me? They don't realize it's difficult to actually get over the fear of rejection, get over thinking whatever in your head and actually approaching that person and actually doing something about it, her finding you interesting enough to want to do that with, to engage with you in that certain way. So I think again for women it is easier just to kind of get that attention of a guy, so they don't realize how difficult it is.
yeah, if you asked a woman, what do you need from a man in order to sleep with him? She'd give you a list. But if you said to a guy, what do you need?
Big tits.
For a woman to sleep with her? Do you know what I mean?
So you're making a good point.
Girls could say, a guy would say, not much. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if you're tall, fat, thin, red hair, black hair, blonde hair. The guys not really that bothered.
Preference for sex. For relationships, different.
Yeah, of course. But for preference for that side, the guys are like, yeah. I mean, how much, the boys go, how much? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll go 500 quid, would you?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
How many pints?
Yeah. Well, no, how much would I have to pay you? Do you know what I mean?
How many pints?
It's just... He's an idiot, isn't he?
Oh, boys, man. Trying to keep this clean and you're saying stuff like
No
that.
one swore. I just swore.
Yeah. So that's what we're saying. That it's like... It doesn't... It's not much for a bloke. Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
But for a woman, they give you a long list of a guy. Like say what Ozzy's saying, you've got to be charming, funny, good looking, well dressed, smell nice, like etc.
Can I say something though?
Yeah, go on.
And I think a lot of people would agree with this, and I think you guys may as well. I think if you're in a relationship and you go out, you're in a relationship and you met someone else, you organise to meet them somewhere, whether it's a hotel, bar, restaurant, and you end up sleeping with them, that is far worse than you going out on a one night stand and sleeping with someone.
Oh my God,
because it's
100%.
because it's premeditated. No, it's not.
Yes,
I'm not condoning it. Obviously, it's bad either way. However, I think if you actually put that energy out there and you're actually speaking to someone else and arranging to meet them to get your end away, whatever it is, that is far worse than you going out and having one too many drinks and ending up in a situation where you've cheated on your partner.
100%.
Do you think mistakes can happen, boys? This is a genuine question. Like, do you honestly believe mistakes can happen?
Well, we're only humans.
Slipped and fell and landed on their core. Do you know what I mean? Probably not.
No, do you know,
you're only human,
like when
I
people turn around and say, like, on an experience thing like that, you go, I was so drunk, I was on a night out, like, I mean, we've all done stupid, not just sex related, we've all done stupid shit when we've been fucked up. Yeah,
of course.
Right, or everybody has, yeah? When it comes to sleeping with somebody, like, for example, who's that girl? That girl from Love Island, Zara McDermott, whatever it was.
Yeah.
She slept with that, one of her producers, or whatever it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I feel I vaguely remember, yeah.
And she told her boyfriend he left her, and then she's like putting all over the internet how much she loves him and wants him back.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're on about
all
now.
that, and she was putting posts up about him, saying, like, I'm sorry, and yada, yada, yada. Could you forgive him?
I personally couldn't. I feel like that relationship is tainted.
It's harder for the man to forgive the woman than it is the woman to forgive the man.
Do you know what? And it's a shame I'm going to say this, but I don't actually care. I like his content, that guy. I don't know his name. I like his content. I like their relationship, and I actually do follow them. And
was it Sam Thompson?
That's it, Sam Thompson.
Thompson.
He's a sound guy.
He is a sound guy. He
content
seems
is
like a
sick.
good guy.
Really
The content's
sound guy,
sick.
man.
They're nice. They look like a nice couple. But if you're taking a bird back off she's cheating on you, you are a beta male bitch.
I think it was the way that it happened as
I
well.
will never, ever on God's
I couldn't.
earth take a female
I
back
couldn't.
that has slept with another geezer whilst I've been with her.
I couldn't either.
That will never happen to the day I die. That disrespect. The disrespect.
Public
bruv.
eye as well.
Public eye disrespect.
Yeah,
Bruv, listen, you got to be some. Sorry, man. I know I am pretty much disrespecting you, but you got to become some kind of beta male to take a woman back after that kind of stuff, man. I don't care.
No, I couldn't either.
I couldn't do it.
I think that relationship is tainted after.
No, it's not hard.
I don't think it. I mean, it is from the respect.
It's
that
hard. But I mean, the situation's hard.
He's obviously emotionally invested into that person. Like
of course, look at her. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, like you're in love with that person. However, for me, like I don't think that could ever be erased from my memory for me to be able to move on. And I think, again, if people are gonna like, do you know what a lot of people do? They find out that their partner's cheated, and then they say, okay, we're going to give it another go, but they always hold on to that.
Yeah, that's right.
And they always use it against them. I personally believe that if your partner has cheated on you and you've taken them back, you can't hold that against them anymore because you've forgiven them.
That's it. That's
You're like, all right, he'll obviously do what he can to reassure you, or she will do whatever she can if you accepted it. However, you can't expect that person to stick around if you're always going to stick it on them at every given opportunity, because then there's no point you getting back with them. If you truthfully can get over it, maybe like this Sam guy has, and they seem happy, but again, it's socials, you never know. If you truly can, then fine. But for me personally, I don't think I could. So I know, even if I love that person, I'd rather let them go than carry on in that relationship. I couldn't do it.
For like men, like loads of people said that respect for men is everything. Once that respect's gone, I just don't think I can see.
Most respect to yourself. You're meant to be a man. You're meant to have self-respect. Well, if you're letting a woman cheat on you, you've just disrespected your. Well, first of all, you can't control what people do. So she's cheating on you, fine. That's not within your control.
That's not your fault, yeah.
But then taking the backseat is within your control. I'm sorry, that is a big no to me. I'm not letting that happen.
I agree.
Never.
But do you know what it is?
Would any of you take a bird back after she cheated on you?
No, never.
Couldn't
even be with someone that slept with a mate from you, and before we even got with them. Do you know what I mean? Like that's another golden rule. Well, do you know what I mean? Like you can't be with someone really.
Just gonna live it down, man.
No, so everyone would know. You're gonna
you
just picture them as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Put it this way, right? Personally, obviously, you know, the one relationship that I've been in, when we broke up, within the 3-4 months that we was broken up, we started speaking again, and we was talking again, and I was like, "Have you been with anyone else?" And she was like, "Yeah, I have." I was like, okay, we can't be together.
Yeah, so
I was like, we can't be. She was like, why not? You were single. I was like, yeah, fine. But like, you might be able to accept that. I can't. The fact that I know someone else has been there throughout after our relationship is, for me, it's done. Like,
I agree.
I was like, so I'm sorry, but you're going to have to do you. And she didn't understand it. But for me, it was like, no, like it's tainted. I can't be with you because someone else has physically touched you and been with you. I can't do it.
Yeah,
I agree.
That fault's just horrendous, isn't it?
A lot of people found me crazy for saying that. So
not crazy, mate. You have morals and you have pride.
A lot of people didn't understand it, but for me, it made perfect sense. Like I just couldn't do it.
Listen, there's something called self-worth, yeah? And if you need to value your self-worth, and if you take, brother, if you're lowering your self-worth, if you believe that you can be accepted by everyone else and you can accept it yourself that your woman's been with another man, that you've got no self-worth. You're meant to be a man. You're meant to have pride. And you're meant to have morals, and your whole moral ethics have gone out the window.
Yeah,
completely. I'm sorry. And I know there's probably plenty of people out there that's probably been in this situation, and this is my personal opinion, so I can say what I like. But my personal opinion is you are a beta male if you are taking a woman back after she's cheated on you or being with other men.
Yeah, I agree. But coming back to what you said, I don't think it's a mistake. Like I think they're willingly doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't think
everyone knows what they're doing.
You can't mistakenly have sex with someone or mistakenly cheat on. Like I just feel like you know what you're doing. Even if you had a few drinks, just think like you know what you're doing, really, didn't you? Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
It's crazy though. Some people have open relationships, and I swear they're the happiest people you ever met. Like I'm not saying it works for me. I'm just saying how many people do you see
open
that
communication?
Yeah,
like look, this is what I'm about. If you're not about that, fair play. But if you are.
Like they'll introduce someone into their relationship, whether it's a threesome or they go to a swingers party, mate. It's a real thing.
I wouldn't do it, but I respect it.
No, so do I. But they're so happy together because they're still getting what they want from other people. But then the fundamental of what the foundation of what their relationship is.
Can you bring up a family in that scenario?
Well, this is what you got to ask. You got to ask them. But personally, no.
What is it?
You need to stop doing that, bruv.
I can't help it.
You stop fucking on their vapes, bruv.
Blame him.
Me?
He doesn't do it.
Doesn't do what?
Every fucking 20 seconds, bro. It's probably as bad as swearing.
Oh, I'm loving
I've got to cut it out. Sorry, you were going to say something before you...
I was. Yeah, wait 1 second.
Because you're not one of the guys that's got to listen back to it. I'm listening to it and I'm like, oh, this will make a good reel. And you go... and about I'm like, what then I have to go back into the audio software and cut Mason's out. It's so annoying. Go on anyway, carry on. Probably your train of thought now, but anyway.
I was going to say, like, What do you think that is? Talking about that, saying why, like, for example, people want to be in an open relationship because they then want to go and sleep with other people and get their urges from other people, right? What do you think that is? Like, trying to get really deep into it. Like, what is it? Like, what do you want to get from someone else? Like, what, because you're not getting from your partner? Like, why is it that you look at other people and you think, oh, do you know what? I'd love to sleep with them. I'd love to sleep with them. Like, what is that? Is that because, is it perhaps only people that have got options think like that? Because, do you know what I mean?
They're free thinkers, though. Like, it's almost as if, like, what Yo was saying, people are not, by nature, they're not monogamous. So I think when you end up having, like, an open conversation about it, it's like, the most stupid comparison I can say is, like, eating the same dinner every day for the rest of your life. Would you rather that, like, or have your favourite dinner, or you can go have, like, a few other snacks on the side of it as well? It's like it's like mutually agreeing to saying, okay, look, we love each other, but realistically, we probably will want to sleep with other people. So let's have this arrangement where we can sleep with other couples.
But what I'm trying to say is why? Like, why is that? Like, if you've got, I'll never forget once an older gentleman said to me, it doesn't matter how fit she is, she's a pain in the ass to someone out there. I'll never forget that. It always stuck with me, that did. But what I'm saying is, like, when you're with someone like that and who you love and adore and yada yada, why is it that you, I mean, listen, we're men, we all think the same, but I'm just trying to narrow on that topic is, why is that? Why are you then looking at other women thinking,
but do you really love them? Like, could you really love someone and be like, all right, go on and go shag someone else?
No. That's what I'm saying.
He's not asking that.
That's what I'm asking is, like, why does that urge appear?
Testosterone.
Like,
we're mating creatures. Everyone, you need to go back to basic, like, our basic biologics. No. Biology. That's it. You need to go back to our basic biology. We are male creatures. We're riddled with testosterone. We're here to mate. Our only real purpose on Earth, not the meaning of life, but the purpose on Earth is to procreate. We look at the opposite sex as, it sounds horrible, but if you, as an animal, you look at them like a bit of meat. Like that is, you want to mate with them. And if you find them attractive and whatever turns you on or however they look, you see your DNA. You can't go against your DNA. Look at every animal. If you've ever had a dog, it's fucking humping everything, right? You got rabbits humping everything. Go into the animal. I was going to say Magic Kingdom. If you go into the animal kingdom, you got every animal's fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look at them, they're like, they just want to fuck them. But no one's telling them to fuck them. I'm swearing. Sorry.
Yeah.
But no one's telling them to go do this.
Swear, boys.
I'm talking it in the context. I'm not just putting it randomly out. No one's telling these animals to do it. It's bred into their DNA, just as it is us. The difference is with us, we're intelligent beings. We know right from wrong. I don't think animals do know right from wrong. They don't. They just know. They know their basic instincts. They've got to survive and they've got to procreate.
Yeah,
that's it. We are intelligent, so we can understand. Like, if I sleep with that person, it's going to jeopardize my relationship. It's going to hurt the person I'm with. We understand things. Animals don't, right?
But that's what society has built.
I was about to say that,
of course. Yeah, right.
Where's it come from?
Was that thousands of years ago?
No,
it wasn't.
It wasn't.
And like, it was just openly acceptable. It, like, I'm not saying, again, that's not me saying that it's right or wrong thing. What I'm saying is, like, what you're saying there in terms of, like, for example, you just said we know what's right and wrong. We only know that because that's what we've been brought up in. Yeah. If that hadn't been taught, then it'd just be the norm.
So I saw an interesting question to what you're saying. And the question, and I actually wanted to ask you, like, if I can remember it correctly, it was in ancient civilizations, pre-modern day religions.
Religion, that's what I was going to say.
Pre-modern day religions.
Bear in mind, that's only 3,500 years old. So 2,000 years old.
No, you got the Old Testament as well.
Can I ask the question?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So pre-ancient, oh, fuck's sake, boys, come on. Pre-ancient civilizations, right? Pre-modern. Oh, mate, whatever. I've completely forgot.
Go on.
I'm just trying to say.
Pre-modern day religion, you said?
Pre-modern day religions, many women were polyamorous, right?
Okay.
So did men create these theories to be able to control women?
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. We're not intelligent and probably enough to have this conversation, but...
Answer that.
I
don't know enough about it. I couldn't answer
all stems from where did religion come from, I suppose.
So this is obviously everyone was pretty much in open relationships, right? Everyone was sleeping around.
Just like you see monkeys now.
Yeah, that's how it was.
It was just like that, but we were a bit more intelligent than monkeys. We could stand up on 2 feet. We was making spears, making huts and shit like that. We were just more intelligent, and we're probably, to an essence, I don't want to say the word, but grape, and anything we probably could see. Back in the barbarian days, probably was. Well, you wouldn't know no difference. You weren't there before language and shit. You were just walking around just a prehistorical human being.
Yeah.
Just a dumb human walking about. You probably would be just seeing a female and go, that's a bit of me. Just like all the animals do in the animal kingdom. So only we've created this society now from right from wrong. We're intelligent. We know what's right. Everyone has rights. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, I still don't believe it's in our DNA that we should be one partner for the rest of our life. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying I don't think it's in our DNA that we should be doing it. We've invented relationships. Relationships are fictitious. They don't actually exist, really. Well, we kind of do when you look at the animal like the birds and stuff. But with a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a wife is just a made up thing. They're not real.
I get what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, there's no rule book. And if everyone says there is a rule book, well, you're only based off of religion. And half the people nowadays in the West aren't even religious.
Yeah.
And then everyone's getting married. Nearly everyone I speak to in the West doesn't believe in God, doesn't follow religion, doesn't go to church, but yeah, they go and get married. I'm like, why do you mean? Oh, I just want my special day. I get that, but you don't even believe in God.
It's almost because tradition tells us to do some of this stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. But for me personally, tradition equals peer pressure in a way.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it. It's like a lot of people just do things because tradition tells them to do so. It's not because they actually
Not just
want
tradition, because of society.
Imagine like since a young age how a lot of girls had that fantasy of getting married, finding their Prince Charming. It's like
It's been installed to them by Disney, though.
Exactly, it has, but that's what I'm saying. We've all been kind of conditioned to believe that this is what we need to be doing. But then when you start going against supposedly your nature and your biology, it's almost deemed as like, why am I doing this? Is this right? Is this wrong? So you start challenging yourself on it.
Yeah. I have you know what? Since we had Mike on the podcast, I have been questioning. I've always been, not always been, but I've always not been too keen on the idea of marriage. And purely not because of the sense of being with someone forever or being loyal to one partner forever. It's just the whole idea, like I always say, is why the hell would you get the government involved in your affairs? They're involved in everything else. Involved in your taxes, involved in your identity, everything. It has to be run through the government, everything. So now why are you now going to get another part of your life and involve the government in? Now you've got a contract between you and your partner and the government that says you're now together. I mean, you're involved in it, and anything that goes tits up, the government get involved. You've got solicitors involved. God forbid things don't turn up, but you got to go with the statistics. I think the statistic was in America, 200,000 people get married every year and 400,000 get divorced. Yeah, obviously you don't get married to get divorced. No one does. But the statistics tells you otherwise. It's more likely to happen than not happen. So why now would you involve the government in that? That's going to make that situation even more complicated. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that being said, I'd be more leaning towards the idea. I don't know why. I don't know why. Mike said something to me about the reason why marriage is like good and stuff, and it always keep playing in my head. I suppose when I meet the right person, my mind may be swayed in another direction, but I still don't believe. You can have the day, you can have the celebration, you can have your family there, you can have everything else comes with it. I just don't know if I'm going to actually sign paperwork.
You don't need to do that.
I said that exact same thing to a girl, and I think if you explain it to them and explain why you're doing it, most of the time they'll understand. But then, like I said, most of it's peer pressure. Like, for example, if she told her family, being like, "Look, this is what he wants to do," I guarantee the family would be like, "Why? Do you mean why does he not want to get the government? Why does he not want to sign papers? Do you know what I mean?" So I think it does boil down to peer pressure, but a lot of people will probably understand if you speak to them and kind of explain your point of view. I don't know. I'm going off my experience when I spoke to a girl and she fully understood it and was just like, I get where you're coming from.
First thing I would say is your parents still together. The answer is no. I said, then shut up then. Because my parents are together. My parents have been together 46 years and I'm against marriage.
It's a fair point. It's
absolutely.
Fair point.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Are your parents together? No, they're not. So shut the fuck up. We're not getting married. That's the end of the story. That's how I would deal with that. If they are married, then I'll say, well, so am I. I still don't want to get married. Shut the fuck up.
But like you said, I'd still like to have the day, like have the party. Have,
Oh my
like,
God!
have
Oh
the
yeah,
family there.
Have the celebration.
I'd probably have the wedding for her.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Yeah.
The wedding's for
It
her.
always is for the
The
woman.
wedding's for the woman, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Plus her dad's paying, so I don't really care. No, I'm joking. That's funny how that tradition's died, but the marriage hasn't died, isn't it?
Oh mate.
Some women still would do it, but obviously you're not going to expect that from your woman's.
I think they go halves nowadays, man.
Yeah, it's right.
It's so expensive to have a wedding. It's ridiculous.
That's another thing as well. It's a money making thing, isn't it?
Isn't
Look
it?
at poor Lou. 20 grand or that wedding's costing him.
I don't say poor Lou like he's he's going to watch poor Lou.
No, as in like that's 20 grand that they're going to go and spend. Do you know what I mean? Between him and Iz, they're only our age. Do you know what I mean? And the pair of them, I mean, fucking fair hats off to them too. Like they're spending 20. They're going to get married in Santorini, which is going to be incredible. Like, but they're spending. They're saving up. You think they're doing that right? And that is all for us lot.
And it's all for one day.
20 grand. He's got God knows how many people there. He's got nearly 100 people going to his wedding.
Do you know what?
Mate, do you know? I do get it. I do get it.
It's a day for them to remember
the
as
food.
well.
Yeah, I know, but 20 grand, and they're saving that up in
it's a
a
lot,
year,
though.
man.
That's not a lot compared to some weddings.
I know.
No, I know.
It's not, but it is. But do you know what? I find personally so bizarre when it comes to the point of what you're making is you save up 20, 30, 50 grand to go spend on one day, and then they'll go back to living in an, I don't know, 2 little bedroom apartment. Like, for me personally, why wouldn't you, like, what you're doing
Invest that
already,
money,
you're doing already, like living with someone, being with them, seeing them every day is pretty much being in a marriage, except you've just not signed a piece of paper. For me personally, if I'm not in a financial position to be able to have that wedding and still live my lavish lifestyle the way I want to live it, or in a nice house, whatever it is that you deem successful, I'd rather get that money with my missus and put it into something that's going to benefit us for the future. Or go travel with it, whatever it is. That's what I would personally do. Not spend it one day to feed 200 other people. I'd rather just do it something that's going to benefit us and for our future.
Yeah, I agree.
Until you're at a point where you've built such a foundation that you can have that party. Now, sweet, we'll do it.
But there's nothing saying you can't have a delayed party 10 years down the line.
There isn't.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Is the woman going to want to do that though?
Well, listen, I reckon if you've got a woman who's a good woman and she understands your way of thinking, that's another reason why I'm single, because I need to find someone that's going to be on my wavelength with everything. And I need to be on her wavelength to a certain degree as well. She needs to understand my way of thinking, my thoughts, and she needs to add something to my life, and then I need to add something to hers, right? So I don't rush into relationships because I need to find someone that's going to be on the same wavelength. So yes, the woman I get with will understand this, because otherwise I will not be getting with her.
I was just going to say, when you deep it, like, it's so difficult to find someone that aligns with every single thing that you...
You're never going to do that.
You're never going to get everything.
Not everything, boys, but I'm just saying, to the point for you to say, I want to get married with you. I'm going to actually do that and sign the piece of paper and actually get to marry you, rather than it just to be in a relationship. It's difficult nowadays, especially in the West. Like, times have changed. People don't want to get married. Like, our parents were the last of their generation or era where they would come out of school, find someone, get in a relationship, have a family. People don't want to do that anymore. Not men, nor women, which is why birth rates are down, divorce rates are up. Hence why a lot of people are single and just doing what they want to do. But the world has changed.
Are they the better off generation? Or
I don't think so.
Generation?
I don't think so. I think we are the better. Every generation hates their generation. Every generation always goes, "Oh, we're living in a shit time." Every generation says the exact same thing. Everyone. There's always a depression. There's always a credit crunch or some shit going on. Always a recession. There's always a war. Yeah. There's always something of every generation. There's always something going on, and they'll always say in their moment in time, "I guarantee, this is a shit time we're living in right now." Everyone's the same thing.
That's fair, but we're talking in regards to obviously just relationships.
Yeah.
Right? So
I'll get there. So I personally think we are the better generation, and I'll explain why. So they've not got the options we had, and I don't mean with partners. I mean the options as I'm going to diverse a bit, and it'll come full circle on this. So basically, I was having a conversation the other day with someone, and they said to me, "Do you think social media is good or bad?" And I think social media personally is good, and the reason why is half the things I've done in my life that have been really cool have been inspired by someone else's social media post, video, or something like that. Seeing people go to Bali inspired me to go to Bali. Seeing people go to Cancun for spring break made me want to go to spring break. People in Vegas. Our parents had never had exposure to all the things we had exposure to now that would inspire you to do different stuff, right? So our parents would, their inspiration was probably their parents or the newspaper's idea of what a good life should be. So you leave school, you'd go to college. Man, actually, I don't think they were in college. Go to school, you get a job, you find someone you like, you get married quickly, you buy a house. That was their idea of... Yeah. Oh, I want to do that because that's what everyone else is doing. And that looks like the right thing to do. They didn't have the options that we got today. We can just jump on the plane for 200 quid and go somewhere across the world. We can do anything we want at any time, pretty much. We live in a pretty peaceful time here where we live right now. They were on the back end of a war or back end of some kind of war. They had the Falklands. They had the World War II. They had the Vietnam War in America and stuff like that. So as a whole, I think we're living in a great time. I don't think there's too much. I know we have the bullshit. We've got a lot of propaganda going on right now and a lot of going on. But in a whole, every era has its shit that's going on all the time. And
you're swearing a lot, mate.
Am I?
Yeah, I just thought I'd let you know.
Oh, fair enough.
Fair play to you, bro.
Sorry, guys. I get... man, I must swear. I don't even know I'm doing it.
We do. That's the point.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, guys. And the point I'm trying to make is I think we are better off. I think that generation had pressure on them to find someone quick. And look what everyone's divorced. Everyone's parents is divorced. Everyone speaks to his parents divorced. And that's probably because they were rushing to get into a relationship because they thought that was the thing to do. They didn't think they had options. We have options now. We can afford to be picky. We have time on our hands. We have social media to inspire us to go and do other stuff. More people are traveling now. Oh, you know what? I'm not really happy right now. I'm going to quit my job and go traveling for 6 months.
very true,
Our parents will be doing stuff like that. Be going, suck it up, go and get a job in a factory and work until you can get some money to buy a house on your own. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do think we've got the better generation. I do.
I think there's swings and roundabouts to that argument.
Okay, tell me the counter argument to it then.
And I'm just saying, I think there's swings and roundabouts to that argument. Like, I think the whole, even like circling back to the whole point of this pod is around why men cheat. And again, women are the same. You know, why women cheat in terms of what I can lead on from this is that, and we see it all the time, right? If someone has an argument, if you have an argument with your birdie, you have an argument with your guy, how quickly can you just get online and start chatting to someone else and get attention and get soaked up and go and meet someone and get fucked?
Yeah.
And it's just so quick. And like, or sometimes you look at your partner on an off day and you might think, what shitter? Do you know what I mean? Like, but do you know what I mean? But both ways. Do you know what I mean? She might look at you one day when you ain't been going gym for a few weeks.
I get you.
You look like a fat git, and she's like, look at the state of him.
Well, don't you think?
Oh, you ain't got your beard down. She can just quickly get online. Like that. That's the problem with it. About so that's the con. That's the con with it, right? Is the fact that people now think they have a lot of choice, and 9 times out of 10, the choice is shit. Let's be honest, right? When you go out, the caliber of people out there when you go out now is awful. Yeah.
What's that saying? The grass isn't
always the grass is green where you water it.
Where you water it,
yeah, right. So that's the con about it, is that people look online now and they see, again, relationships, right? They'll see people like Sam Thompson and Zara and think, oh my God, they're perfect. Can you imagine what goes on behind closed doors? Like, I bet Sam sometimes sits there crying his eyes out over the fact that she's done that about him and he's still beating him up, and she has to now, for the rest of the time they're together, she will have to constantly reassure him that he's the only man that she wants. Like, that is hard fucking work for yourselves for no reason.
It's his own fault.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Right? So there's that side of things. That's the cons. The pros is obviously then looking at some of these people and thinking, I want to get in that sort of shape because then I can get that type of person, right? If I look like that, then I'm able to get to that next caliber of man and that next caliber of woman. So yeah, it pushes you, it inspires you maybe to become a better person. But so it can also be a very dangerous place and then almost encourage cheating because of the way that you see now how provocative women are online and things like that. Like, I see a video not too long ago of them showing women in like I think it was the 80s or the 70s, maybe even a little bit earlier of that, of like a low cut top dress. And they were like, oh my God, I wouldn't be seen dead wearing a dress like that. Do you know what I mean? Things like this. So have women come to the point where almost degrading themselves, where it's just so easy. Like, again, that statistic that like 14-year-old boys today have seen more beautiful naked women than all the kings and emperors that have lived in time have ever saw. Right? I mean, bearing in mind Genghis Khan had over 400 children. So could you imagine how many women he must have slept with?
Was it Genghis Khan or Attila the Hun? Either way, one of them.
One of the two, right? Could you imagine how many women? 400 children.
Oh, mad! That geezer was mad.
He died of syphilis.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Henry VIII died of syphilis, mate.
It was Attila the Hun.
Yeah, Attila the Hun. Right, it was Attila the Hun. So, mate, they reckon that 1 in every 8 people is a descendant of him. He had that many kids.
That's crazy.
But he killed so many people, he lowered the CO2 on Earth.
Really?
Yeah. I'll put the statistics in the description if I can find it. That's a mad statistic, by the way.
Yeah. So could you imagine how many women it must have slept with?
Yeah.
Right. Do you know what I mean? But that's scary that these young kids today could just, on the flick of your phone, you see the most unbelievable women in your face like that, and it's just there, and it's just like, then does that almost then decrease the value of women today? Because it's like, oh, they're not got no respect for themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just like an almost never-ending cycle where and I was only having this conversation very recently talking about a gentleman and a woman, so I feel like I'm rambling here.
No, carry on. I'm enjoying it.
Right, so I had a conversation recently with a girl talking about how... Basically, when I asked the girls I asked Britt and Alicia around what would you define as a gentleman, right? What does a gentleman look like to you? How do they act? What kind of things do they do, etc.? They couldn't answer me. I asked the same question to someone very recently. What does that look like? She struggled to answer me. And so I sort of gave her probes and gave her hints, right? And the problem is now that I feel as though with the generations below us is that the guys won't act like a gentleman because, one, they'll think it's cringy or they don't know how to do it. Right, and they think, oh, she's not going to appreciate it. And on the other side of the things, the girls don't expect it. And then not only that, is if the guy goes to open her door for her or put a coat on for her, she might turn around and go, I don't need, I can open my own fucking door.
Yeah, right. Well, no, tell you what, you were closing it as well when I dropped you home, you donut.
Right, so it's, you're at loggerheads here on a catch-22 because the guys won't do it because they won't feel as though it's been reciprocated well and they feel like a simp being a gentleman.
Yeah.
Right, that's, boys, let me tell you firsthand, being a gentleman is not being a simp, yeah?
You swore.
He's not being a simp. opening girls' car doors and restaurant doors and putting her jacket on for her and pushing a chair behind her. That's being a man, mate. Yeah, just remember that. Everything else, you do what you want. When it comes to, and then on the women's side of things, they don't expect it anymore. They just don't I just don't expect that from guys anymore. And then again, they feel as though I could do that myself. So you're in a never-ending battle here that's almost never going to fix itself.
Mate, social media, from what you said, is a positive thing. You can use it to make money. You can use it to learn about life outside of where you're living. You said Bali, Vegas, wherever you're going, so you want to learn. You can just go onto social media. You can go onto TikTok, which is like a new search engine, and find out whatever you want to. My little brother, growing up, used to come to me with the most maddest like questions. And where does he get that from? Because he grew up growing up with having the internet.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to relationship perspective, it's completely ruined it, because, like you said, people think they have more options than what they actually have, and it's like an endless cycle, because it's so easy today to just get on your phone and talk to someone.
But doesn't that come down to self-discipline and it's giving into your urges?
It does, but who actually has self-discipline and urges? Like how, like for example, everyone just holds their phone and swipes like this. I put it down, make a conscious decision not to do it, and I find myself doing it again. It's like, well, it's
no. But
difficult.
I know what you're saying, but I mean with actual women. When I was with my ex, who I was with for 4 years, I never liked a girl's photo the whole 4 years I was with her, and I never cheated on her the whole four years I was with her. So therefore, I had. Bear in mind, I got with my ex when I went onto TV. I got on my ex when I went on TV. I had options, a lot of options. I was on TV. The show was popping at the time. I had a lot of girls in my DMs, and not once did I cross that line.
You got to generalize though. I mean, you might have done that because you're strong. Like maybe you cared about her. You're strong willpowered. Maybe you got good ethics and morals. You've seen it from your parents.
Well there you go. Then
generalize, a lot of people don't.
Well, that's the point. That's a society problem. That's not a social media problem. That's a man problem.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Some people don't know how to channel social media, hence why it's affecting their life.
But you can't.
You obviously might do. You have a business of social media. You know how to channel what you have and put it into something positive. Not a lot of people can do that.
Yeah, but I agree with you what you're saying. But you can't. Can you? You can't.
It stems from them, 100%.
Yeah, you can't blame the instrument. You got to blame the person playing the instrument.
Of course.
You can't say, oh, the reason the guitar sounds shit is because the guitar when the person playing it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Agree,
you know what I'm saying. So like, is social media bad because someone can't control themselves? No, I don't personally think it is.
I agree. Good point. It just doesn't. It makes it worse. Like it doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
Well, there's a very simple option for that. Remove fucking phone.
Yeah.
Difficult again.
Well, is it?
Well,
is
for
it?
A lot of people,
if you can't control your urges, if you can't stop yourself from messaging other girls, you can't stop yourself from liking other girls' photos. You need to remove it off your phone. If you can't do that, you're obviously you lack self-discipline. You don't.
But do you know what that says to me though? If you want to do all of that stuff, then technically you're in the wrong relationship anyway. Because I like the idea of being with someone and it's just us. And again, I'm not going to be even tempted to look at another woman.
You will be tempted.
No, all right. Look, God's given us eyes.
You're always going to look.
You're always going to look.
Just because you have a meal, don't mean you can't look at the menu, right?
You can look at the menu, but you can't order off it.
Just because you've got a meal, don't mean you can't look at the menu. 100%, you don't have to order. Like. We're only human. You're gonna have a look at someone and go, they're
only
looking.
male.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm saying female and male.
Even women. I'd like you're.
No, there's more incentive for a man to look at a woman.
What I'm saying is, I'd like to be on the par with my missus, whereby if you was laying there one day, do you know what I mean, and a woman, a good-looking woman walked past, or a good-looking man walked past. Like, I'd like her to span her and go, would you sleep with her? Like, you think she's good?
No,
I don't want to say
that. No, absolutely no.
I've done it before. I've appreciated a good-looking man or a woman with.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't say, would you sleep with her?
Okay, maybe that was okay. I'm only because we were talking about that. So maybe the wrong phrasing to use. But if someone, you both say, do you think he's good looking, or do you think she's good looking?
That's okay.
I'd want her to say yeah or no. Do you know what I mean? And people get weirded out by stuff like that. Like, what do you mean? Do you know what I mean?
I'm not that insecure.
I remember when
I couldn't give a fuck.
I remember my ex was my first ever relationship, and I'll never forget this. I've been with her maybe like 2 months or whatever, and I forgot. Bear in mind, new relationship, never had a relationship before, so I don't really know really how to act. It's my first girlfriend. I'll never forget this day to the day I die. And I was in the car in her passenger seat. She was driving us somewhere, and this fit bird walked by like that. And instinct, just being single my whole life, went like that. And then I realised what I was doing. I was like, oh fuck, I've got to pretend to put my belt on. I turned around, she's staring like, have a good look. And I was like, cool. She started laughing. I went, I'm sorry, it's just literally built into me to do that.
Back to social media on the relationship side of things then. In your next relationship now, boys, in the ages that you are now, the mentality that you are now, the person that you are now, how do you feel about deleting social media if
Nope.
you got into a relationship?
Nope.
Depends though, doesn't it? Like I think
Why would I need to?
no, like I wouldn't want to.
Why would I need
Yeah, I know.
to?
I'm just putting the question out there.
Why would I need to?
It's like I said. I think if you feel the need to do it, then you're probably maybe not in the right way.
What if your business? What if you have businesses on?
That's
social
not even that.
media?
Why would you need to?
I'm saying, what if you
Yeah.
do like, and you still have the urge? You're not going to do it. I think again, you shouldn't want to. All of that stuff. All right, yes, again, we're human, but I don't think you should want to.
No, I agree. You
Have
shouldn't.
to, sorry, I don't think you should have to delete your socials to stop yourself from sleeping with someone or wanting to sleep with
It's
someone.
a you problem, not a social media
Yeah.
problem. You lack discipline. You lack discipline. You lack morals. You lack being a man and like controlling your shit. That's what you lack. And a woman.
Yeah.
There is so many beautiful girls on earth right now,
They
and Instagram has exposed that. I didn't.
And men as well. Men are taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
now more
Men are
than ever,
taking care of
do you know
themselves. Yeah, because of social media.
Yeah, that's right. That's
The,
right.
the-
Guys
the only,
now-
the only reason that all these guys are in this good shape all year round is because of social media. There's social, and I like the social pressure. People say there's a lot of social pressure on men. I don't give a f- I love the social pressure. I want to look good all the time. I feel
motivates
good.
me.
It motivates the hell out of me. I'm seeing these guys, and sometimes I feel like a fat piece of shit. I'll be sitting there, and I see someone on the internet like pumping weights, and they're taking care of diet. I'm going, what am I doing? Sitting here doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
so,
pumps me
yeah,
up.
so true.
Pumps
yeah.
me up. I'm
Yeah,
like
it does.
sitting here being a little beta male eating digestive biscuits, watching Disney Plus, bro. What am I doing? Get off the sofa, bro. Go do something.
don't you think though Instagram is a dating site as well? This
Yes.
is the
It's
thing.
the, it's the
Yes.
biggest dating site in the world.
It's pretty much a
Biggest
dating site.
in the
Hence
world.
why, like a lot of people on that I've listened to certain pods, I think Fresh and Fit, they talk about it, and they say, look, if I had a woman, I wouldn't want her to have social media because essentially it is a platform where women can present themselves to men to find a man. Because again, you go on your phone, you see hundreds of nakeds of women. So they're obviously saying, I don't want my woman to be a part of something like this because it's a dating website.
I agree.
I
Kind
get
of.
it, but I-
Kind of.
But this is why if you think, let's be honest, boys, yeah, if you met a 10 out of 10 girl, yeah, a 10 out of 10 girl that is giving you all of these wife rhythms, like she's speaking to you like, my God, this girl could be my wife, she's amazing, she's got great characteristics, I reckon she could be a great mother, she's maternal, all of this, and she goes, by the way, I don't have my social media, you're going to look at her more as high value than someone that does.
Yeah.
I guess, but I don't know. In this day,
Mason-
If I look at high value, I just look at that as a massive green flag. Like, wow, that's.
Or let me flip
No,
it.
he's right.
What if she turns around and goes, do you know what? I'm going to delete it for you. I don't want it. What's the point? And you're going to look at it and go, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Like,
wow, you're
where
amazing.
have you
Yeah,
come
yeah,
from?
yeah,
I
yeah.
think all I'd be thinking is, what's the catch?
that's exactly what I was going to say. In this
Exactly.
generation, I'll be like, there's something wrong here.
But that's what I'm creating this hypothetical scenario because that is literally so difficult to find.
I'd wife it off. I think
You would, but see what I'm saying. So
he's right. He's so right. He's so right. He's so right.
Yeah, I
Your
agree.
first natural instinct would be, oh my goodness.
Do they exist?
Well,
Yeah, they're
Dunno.
definitely.
I
are,
reckon
yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
like South America or somewhere there must be some
But
like
where they
big.
don't have internet.
They're not third world in South America, Merc.
They definitely are.
Go knock your brick, like.
You're mine.
If you see us in Colombia this summer, you know why.
See all of us out there.
What phone you got? Nokia 3310. You're mine.
First thing you ask her, they're like, "What phone you got?"
Hey,
Not what's your name.
oh, that's a good open, you know.
What phone you got?
Hey,
Go to the bar. Stand next to go. You right? Yeah, what phone you got?
I think that's a great open. Still,
Right, what?
still playing Snake on your
let-
32.
Go, iPhone 10. Have a good night.
She go, "That guy is so weird." He come over. Did you see that? She'd be like, "What? That guy's so weird." He come over and asked me what phone I've got.
Some other guy over there asked me what phone I was.
She's probably like, "He's gonna rob us. He's gonna try and rob us." Good job you didn't say you had a good phone. Otherwise, he would be robbing us.
That's so funny.
It's true. I agree. If a woman, 10 out of 10 woman come over to me and says, like, you know what, I haven't got social media, or do you know what, I'll be a bit suspicious that she hasn't got it. I'm always a bit suspicious of that. Why haven't you got it?
Why? Why not?
But that's why I flipped it and said, she said, oh, do you know what, we're together, I'm seeing you, I don't need attention from these guys, there's too many people that
Fair
I'm trying
play to
to
her.
get
Yeah,
rid
but
of.
I'd have to do a CRB. I'd have to.
No, but let's just say hypothetically you've done all of that and everything's clean. This is
Okay,
what I'm saying.
it comes back to clean. Yeah, all right, yeah, sweet. Because I know a girl that deleted her social media because she was being a cheating on a man.
Bleep that out, Ash.
Why?
Yeah, don't say that.
Just beep it. Don't like mute it though. I like it when it beeps. It's
Yeah,
funny.
beep it.
You know, the funny part is before you go into this, we said no swearing and we've I
think we
personally haven't. I think it's you. And then
I don't
you.
think I've said anything.
And then- no, you have as well.
you have.
I have said literally the odd word.
Was I when you pulled me up on it? Was I saying the
You're
F
swearing
word?
so much, bro. Every other word was
Me?
just like, yeah.
Oh wow.
That's why I stopped.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
a
I
little
wouldn't
bit.
care. But I was
Anyway.
Oh, sorry,
Don't lose
guys.
your
like, put a
word
stop
of
to this.
Oh, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Even go back to like on the whole cheating, obviously we're talking about cheating, but like even talking about social media as a dating app, right? And deleting it because obviously, you know, it again, yes, of course, just because I give you the gun, I didn't make you shoot him. Do you know what I mean? So you are in control of your own behaviour, right? But then you could also look at it from a devil's advocate point of view, like that video we watched earlier from the rock climbing. You think, why would you put yourself in that position? Why would you put yourself in that predicament? Could you almost look at social media like that, as in like because it is such a dating app now? Instagram is a dating app, right? I mean, I've not had a dating app now for 6 months. Do you know what I mean? Like, so Instagram is a dating app.
It's not been 6 months.
It's almost like
we've not been doing the pod 6 months.
5 months then.
So we've been doing the pod since 5 months. We've done it in February.
What, you deleted yours?
They did it ages ago.
You deleted it the week before we started the pod.
We all said we was going to.
And you never did.
I have now, but like,
I don't have the choice.
oh, you're not allowed on it.
No, I'm banned off all the
You don't need them.
websites.
They're boring anyway.
That's your own doing.
I haven't got one either.
Nah, that's cool, bro.
You fuckers, what was I saying?
Sorry, man.
About
You lied. I just have to pull you up on your lie.
Instagram, you're saying Instagram is a dating app?
Yeah, so even now, like, okay, so you could be lured into having more temptation to cheat on your partner due to what you see on social media,
Yeah.
But I think where I'm trying to get with this is like the way that people meet nowadays through social media and build these relationships with people through it. I mean, I know we've all done it, but I think it's rare now for guys and girls to go out and actually meet someone out.
Can't lie. Nearly every girl I interact with is on the night out.
Yeah, but like when you meet someone on a night out, I think it's a bit different when you're under the influence of alcohol. The way you're talking to her is like it's completely different if you're in like a normal environment. Let's just say a coffee shop, and you walk and you see someone like it's more romantic in a way. You're gonna like build a different connection. You're not in this environment. Like it's.
Do you know what?
That seems more kind of.
I would love to meet a girl in the coffee shop, but I'm always scared they're going to feel like, oh, this weirdo's coming up to me.
And imagine the atmosphere in there when like you got sitting there as well, and she just like pied you.
I don't know. I don't think like that.
Yeah, how weird.
Do you know what I mean?
It's so weird, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I think it depends.
I agree. I'd love to meet her. I'd love to see a bird in a coffee shop and go,
Say hello,
and just go over there and go and have a chat to her. But I'd always think, is she going to think I'm a weirdo? I'm bothering her. She's gone there to do some work, have a coffee, get away from everything.
Like,
and then,
she's like, what?
What? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like, so
Yeah, same.
Let's flip that though, right? If women did approach men, if a woman came up to you in a coffee shop, and was like, oh, excuse me, I think you're very good looking, like, do you mind if I take your number? Even if you didn't want to, would you turn around and say to that woman, like, why the fuck are you here? Like, why?
the bird come over to me and say,
I would appreciate it.
straight away. If I find her hot,
appreciate
she
it.
come over to me, I'd be like, fuck me, you got guts. Let me buy you a coffee.
Even if she
No,
wasn't,
but what I mean is, like, even if you didn't want her number or her details because you're with someone,
I would never ever do that to someone.
No.
Wait, what?
I'd never. But I respect people. I've got morals. I'd say, "Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you doing that. Thanks for your number." Or I'll maybe lie and say, "Look, listen, I'm actually seeing someone at the moment."
I did that on Sunday.
Yeah.
I did that on Sunday when we went to that brunch.
Oh, really?
Some girl was asking her mate to ask for my number, and I was like, "Sorry, I'm exclusively seeing someone," only because I wasn't attracted to her. But
That's fair enough.
That's a really nice way to.
I
say
just
no,
said,
innit?
"I'm
Do you know
sorry,
what I
look,
mean?
I'm exclusively seeing someone." So I
That's the first. That night, that was the first time in a long time I have actually met someone out, and I was like, "Whoa, who are you?"
What are you on about?
Don't remember much of it. But
Yeah, it's like.
don't remember much of it.
telling us, right? She won't make it this far in the pod anyway. That's fine. We actually had a good night out on that, right?
That was a great day out. Yeah,
First pod night out. I'd
good.
say it's a success. There was some stuff on the story that Merc made me delete, but never mind. It is what it is.
Nearly ruined my fucking whole life, bro.
There's everyone's making these Telegram accounts at the moment, like having their secret, like their laughing
No, 'cause
Telegram.
they'll join the Telegram.
No way.
All these spies will join our Telegram.
yeah, no way.
Well, I thought it was a good idea. Never mind.
What we could do is we could make a GK private.
No, that'd be ridiculous.
Nah,
Can you imagine?
because again, there would be a spy. Someone will screen record it. It's just
true.
Like, I'm not actually saying what my private's like.
Merc's
We
private's lit. Merc's private is lit. I can't lie. Mine is semi okay.
I don't even have one.
Where can you create a private where people can't screen record and
can't.
screenshot?
Can't.
That would be a good idea for Instagram to do that.
Yeah.
On a private, you can't
Mate,
screen record.
there's always a way because someone will just get another phone and they'll film it.
Yeah,
True,
WhatsApp can do it when you like send a photo and you can't screenshot it.
I've tried to do that so many times and so many photos. I started saying, I'm like, I need to keep that. And I see the phone, it goes, due to privacy settings, you cannot screenshot.
Like I said, someone could just like get another phone and
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no one's safe. No one's safe nowadays. There's no point even
don't
trying
want
it.
it on the internet. Don't post it.
So yeah, anyway, back to that side of things. It's social media. I see what you're saying, that you need to be able to control your urges, but I think people cheat because, especially probably more nowadays, because they feel as though they possibly can, or they feel as though they have more
Have you noticed
options.
though, most people that cheat always cheat on someone that's less attractive than the person they're with.
That's very true.
Always.
Why do you think that is?
Again, I think it goes down to the degrading thing. They want to have a woman in the bedroom maybe they can degrade rather than the person they love.
Because it's easy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
You never really, well, not well, I've done it, but you don't really ever see anyone cheating on their fucking bird. I do swear a lot.
You do swear a lot.
You don't really, wow, it just rolls off my tongue. Yeah, that's a lack of intelligence. You don't really see anyone cheating on their bird with a fit bird. It's very rare.
It is very,
And yeah, if a woman cheats, normally it's with a
High value man.
High value man.
It is, yeah.
How mad's that?
Talking of
Wow,
that,
yeah, it's true.
sorry, go on.
No, that's true though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
a woman would like if a guy pulls up in a Lambo,
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
into, walks into the bar. Like we all say, right? If you're out in a club and all of a sudden AJ walks in. And you finished, didn't you? Do you know what I mean? Like,
You're done for,
you're done for, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Like, or
Chris
Brown walks in. I mean, he's probably one of the most best looking guys on earth. Do you know what I mean? Orlando Bloom walks in, or
Drake.
or anyone, any of these guys. I don't know where Orlando Bloom come from. I meant to say Leonardo DiCaprio.
Orlando Bloom.
Walks in, Leonardo DiCaprio walks in. That's it. Like, it's game over, isn't it? Do you know, he's got your misses. Whereas the other way around, I don't think your bird ever sits there and goes, some troll just walked in. He's definitely gonna have a go on her. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just
Player
weird.
versus player, mate. To be honest, I think again, women. What we were saying before, women don't sleep with someone unless they see a certain value in that man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Which is again, when they meet a high value man, then they're more likely to kind of jump ship. Where for I think men, in most cases, it's just again, I don't want to be crude, but they're thinking with their dick.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of men will go and cheat with someone that is a lot less hot than their missus, because again, they just think that it's very quick, done, easy, whatever. It's just sex and then move on. Where they're not looking for someone that is like, when you sleep with a woman, let's be honest, when we have done, you don't go, what car do you drive? You know, what job do you have? You know, this, that, and the other. Are you tall? No, you just say, am I attracted to you? Yeah. I don't care about what else you do. What else you do. It's only about physical, where for women, if they are looking to sleep with a guy, 9 times out of 10, they've got like
that's purely for
list.
sleeping though. Like if it relationships,
of course.
Yeah, obviously.
That's where men and women are not the same. We're not at all. I personally will say this out loud. I think it's a lot worse when a woman cheats than it is when a man.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you said that.
Well, do you know what it is?
I said it earlier.
But do you know why that? Do you know why that is though? I reckon that's because we sleep with whoever gives us consent. They sleep with whoever they give consent to.
Wow.
It's a lot. It's a lot. They are the gatekeepers. It's so much. It's easier for a woman to get sex than it is for us.
Of course.
Like nothing deemed having easy is deemed successful. Or is deemed like it's not praised.
Anything that comes easy is not respected.
Exactly, and it's not. And this is why I think
that's why people always say, well, how comes a man can sleep with loads of women and he gets praised for it, but when a woman does it, she gets
shunned
upon? Because would you agree? Anything that comes easy is not respected. Of course you would. Anything that comes easy is not respected. It's not.
A key that can open many locks is a master key, but a lock that can be opened by many keys is a key lock.
Yeah, that's it.
Very true. Very true. Man.
That's it.
That's where that come from.
One of my mates tweeted that years ago and got so much stick for it.
Yeah, well,
if you disagree with that comment, please break it down. Why that's sort of, I don't understand why that's true.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. That's not degrading. Like, that's not degrading anything. That you're asking the question as to why do you go, oh my god, like he's an alpha because he can sleep with those. Why? Because women want to sleep with that man because he's got status or X amount of money or X amount. Whereas the other way around is because, which I don't genuinely believe women understand, that we put them on a pedestal. And so if you can't get them, if you can't sleep with them, or if you see an unbelievably good looking woman, you see a guy with him, a good looking guy with her, you're thinking he's definitely got something about him.
Yeah.
You do.
He's got something. He's either got massive. He's got.
I don't think. I honestly
he's got loads of money.
I don't think the massive thing comes into it.
No, I'm joking. But like, he's got loads of money. He's got a good job. He's got personality. He's got charisma. He makes a laugh. Like, he's got something about him. To have a woman like that stick by his side, he's definitely got a lot about him.
Can I just say something on top of what we're saying though? A lot of women, right? They obviously, as we said, have like a shopping list when it comes to being with a guy. If you manage to pull a guy, let's just say hypothetically in the 1-5%, it is very unlikely that this guy is going to be monogamous and it's only going to be about you. Let's be honest. It's going to be very unlikely you are going to be the only person that he's going to be with a guy that provides that A1% type of value.
You mean guys who've got money?
Just a guy that has everything. We're talking about the 1% man that has absolutely everything. And I think most women, some of them understand this and they are okay with it.
Yeah.
But women live in this fantasy world where they think, and even an average woman thinks that she's going to land this 6'2", good-looking guy, tall, dark, and handsome, charismatic, funny, has money, all of this. And he's just going to be about her and obsessed with her. What value do you actually bring to the table for him to only be about you like that?
It's so true. No, he's right.
We spoke about traditional women.
Mason, do you disagree with that?
Yeah, I do a little bit, yeah.
Well, I want to say why I disagree with what you just said.
Yeah,
why?
I do a little bit, yeah.
Disagree?
Yeah, I do disagree a
Go
little
on.
bit, yeah. Because...
What is she bringing to the table?
Mate, especially if... Okay.
He's a high value man.
Hang on. Mate, if you're looking at the intent of that woman to be your woman... She you're hers and she's yours, mate. She can create another you, mate. Like that's like this is the boys. This is where again. Listen, I'm all about your partner as a wife and a girlfriend bringing something to the table, and that doesn't come from a monetary standpoint. That comes from a nurturing standpoint and a maternal standpoint and things like that. The things we really care. I don't give a fuck if you've got 2p in your account or £2 million in your account, right? But I think
they care if you do.
Yeah, of course. But as men as well, I do believe that men have kind of forgotten that it is also almost your role as a man in the family to look after that woman and the kids.
Yeah,
and
facts.
Like guys have all kind of forgotten that. So yes, I'm all about, okay, you need to bring something to the table. You can't just be a fucking bum. Because I think that's where most people get unstuck as well in a relationship these days, is that once you're with somebody, 9 times out of 10, the reason why it fails is because they generally stop looking after themselves the way they did previously.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. So they'll stop going to the gym. They'll stop putting that nice perfume on. They'll start wearing fucking Bridget Jones underwear and things like that. And you think, you weren't like that when I met you. You were on top form. Do you know what I mean? And so therefore that is definitely, I think that's a massive reason why people have a wandering eye, is because you see girls out there that your missus used to be like before you got together and started meeting. And you think, oh, I miss that so much. Do you know what I mean? You may be too afraid to tell her that this is happening and like, you're boring or whatever. And same for a guy. Do you know what I mean? He might now stop going gym and he becomes a fat git and you're like, when I met you,
disrespectful, Yeah,
do you know what I mean? When I met you, you were in the gym 5 days a week. You were, you was in good shape. You had good aftershave on. You dressed well, and now you're just a fat slob on the sofa. Like
your partner is a representation of you.
100%. But
100%.
My point with that is that I think guys also do need to remember that that comes with the job of being a guy. Like you are there to look after your wife and. You are the breadwinner.
But you've not said anything against Ozzy's point.
But again, exactly. So I was going to say on top of that, don't forget, these men that I'm talking about, that these high value men that are in the top 1%, 5%, they're doing all of this and they're saying to the woman, look, to their woman, like, you are my main person. Like, I love you. I'm going to look after you. I'm going to financially provide for you. You don't need to lift a finger ever up again. You don't need to do anything. Just be my backbone, be there for me. But however, I might be with other women on the side, but they mean nothing to me. I personally believe if there are certain men like that, most women will accept it.
Okay, what I'm trying to get at is why because that man is deemed as high value, is that, do you think, acceptable to do that?
Options.
No, that's not a valid answer.
Because again, I think to become a high value man, you have to become something in your life. Like you start from, we're not born privileged. Women are born privileged because they have a certain look about them. Again, it comes back to the analogy of a woman can just be invited onto a yacht. You need to know someone, have a network, make money, know the right people to get invited onto that yacht. So a man goes, I've come to this point because I've earned it, where women are born with it.
Facts.
So essentially when a man is at that point, he's going to have certain shopping lists just like a woman does.
Wow.
Okay, but that didn't answer the question.
That did.
Doesn't.
A man creates his self-worth, therefore he can now choose what he wants in his life because he's made himself to that point. A woman is already entitled as soon as because she's pretty.
They're still not answering the fact as to why you then think it's acceptable for him to cheat.
It's not acceptable. It's not cheating if she knows about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a conversation. Like, it's not saying I'm going to do it behind your back. I'm saying
fine.
it's like an open conversation.
It's not like
him saying, I'm going to do all of this for you. I'm going to provide for you. I'm going to be your man. However, there might be a situation where I'm going to have one or two side chicks. And some women are okay with that. And there are a lot of women
they are.
Okay
I mean, I watched a video on Red Pill the other day and he's like, that woman, all the girls on there said, look, I'm driving around in a baby blue G-Wagon. I've got a house out in she goes, I don't care if he's sleeping with other women. He goes, I've got my life paid for.
Do you know what?
Somebody comes home to me. I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that's fucking mental.
Yeah.
But, do you know what I mean? I think that's crazy.
But this is the top 1%.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here, you boys. I'm just asking for reasoning for people that are watching, thinking, why did you say that and why do you think that?
We're not talking about us. We're talking about proper high value men, like the top 1% millionaires.
This is the thing.
Who self-made millionaires.
Yeah. Like, let's just talk about the average day Joe, yeah? Even the average day Joe, Tom, Dick and Harry would cheat on his missus and not provide all of this.
Yeah.
So essentially, like, if a guy is...
And some girls put up with it.
And exactly, yeah. Girls put up with it. So some women will say, I know every man cheats. I know every man has these urges to want to sleep with this and that girl. Why not have my life sorted if I have found a man like this? If she has found this top 1 to 5% man, she's going to say, well, every man already does it. I might as well be someone that can provide for me and do all of this. And then just occasionally just let him do what he needs to do. And I'm going to be okay with it.
I think it's a personal thing. If they're happy with it,
I'm not. By the way, I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying that women should go find a man like that. Like, for me personally, I want to end up with someone that I know it's just us, and I'm not going to do all of that.
100%.
I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying there are that 1% of men that have achieved this like certain status that will have this mindset.
Well, look at all the kings back in the day. All the kings and all the emperors. You reckon they just had one woman?
No, they didn't.
But they were high value men. They were the emperors. They were the kings of their land. They were having women on by the dozens.
Yeah,
all the time. And that's not. What were they wrong? Well, it was just part of being a high value man. That was part of their life. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I think it comes down to? It's all about communication.
100%.
It's all about communication. If this is all kind of preempted before and everything's out on the table, there's no cards close to the chest, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into, then by all means do what you need to do, because your right is not my right or my wrong is not yours, vice versa. What works for me doesn't mean it's going to be like that for you. So again, when you go and get advice from people, just make sure you're getting of like-minded people that understand you and your relationship, because everyone's giving you advice depending on how they would deal with it. And sometimes you might not agree with it, but you think, oh, society tells me this is how it needs to be. No, just go by how it works for you. This is why I would never judge someone that isn't that 1% that women do accept the fact that their man cheats. No, it works for you, fantastic. Open relationship, you go to swingers club, good for you. Go do that, mate. Go get on a sex chair or a swing chair, wherever it is. For me, it's a no. For me, it's a no. But again, everyone is different.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, facts. Okay. Well, I think
that was a banger.
We should leave it there, boys. We've done just over an hour. I was quite happy with that. That was really good. If you've made it this far, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We're doing some good numbers now, getting some good traction, got a good audience. And we love every single one of you, and we get some good positive messages. It makes our day, so thank you very much. We appreciate every single one of you. If you could like and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Leave a comment section in the comment section below. We will get back to you. We do answer nearly all of our comments when we can.
Yeah.
And if you made it this far, once again, thank you very much, and we shall see you in the next.
Peace.